Hi, this is Becca and welcome to my channel. This is going to be the reading for Leo for March 2020 for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. For Leo. Right, as you come into the month, I feel that you're having to make a decision about something. It's like you're at this crossroads, and you're kind of struggling with really making a clear decision about a situation. But it's like you get that clarity, the clarity comes in, it's like you suddenly reflect, and you suddenly come to this realization that this is, you've released something. You've actually been able to release something from the past. You're now entering a whole new cycle of growth, and it's like elevated. It's fast paced. It's like abundance is going to be flowing in after you realize, and after you give up the struggle and emerge as the new you, the real you. You're emerging, and as you emerge, it's like this, you feel this sense of regained balance and composure and just a fairness now to your situation. You're getting something come back to you that you've given out. It's like the cycle is returning, the karma is returning to you in a good way, where you're now going to reap the benefits of what you've done in the past and the work you've put in the past. You're now getting that back, and you're now getting what you deserve. You're reaping these benefits that are coming in. And that's after you've released something from the past. That's after you've resolved to let this thing go that's tortured you. It's been a process where you've had to learn these lessons. You've had to take these steps, but you're exactly where you need to be, because it's just, I feel like in the first week you're going to be, it's like after the 2nd of March, I feel there's just suddenly going to be this acceleration, this hunger, and this renewed confidence, where you're completely in your power here. You know what you want, and you are going to get it. It's like now you're losing all the fear that may have been there, all the doubt. You're in that whole energy where it's like, right, I am getting what I want. I'm going to just do it because I am Leo. I'm the lion. I'm courageous. I'll do what I want. I'm fire. That's the thing about fire signs. I'm an Aries myself, but we will feel that impulsive nature, and although sometimes that's seen as a bad thing, being impulsive, but I feel that's intrinsically in our nature as fire signs. To, like, when you do get that self-assuredness, when you do get that rush of kind of confidence, it's like losing like all fear, and like just thriving off like that spark of energy, the fire. So when you do feel that, you feel like in your own power, you feel like that's the real you. When you're suddenly just like fearless, and you make a decision on the spot, and it's when you're in that good kind of place that you suddenly, you put down your guard or any doubts. It's that kind of playful energy and mood that really like makes that's what makes happiness, really, because it's like that trust in like yourself, trust in the universe, be a bit playful with things. And when making decisions, it's not when you're playing, you don't doubt things or you don't fear things. It's fun. So having that attitude about life is like the real. That's like the saving grace to like just being content and just being happy and joyful. It's being playful, and it's like in those moments, like when you've kind of like let down this hesitation, let down all these like, I don't know, illusions of like scenarios playing out. Like, just do it. That's the end of the day. That's your nature, just to go and do it. Like, if you feel it in the moment, go and do it. It's never a big deal. It's always like some doubt about this other person or what they think. But at the end of the day, you should just be like, right, I want this, I'm going to do it. And then what's the worst that can happen? Like, it doesn't work out then, but that's a good thing, because then you'll think, oh, that's brilliant, that just means there's something better for me. That's not meant to be. So that's also a blessing. So it's like a win-win thing if you just go for it. Like, if it's in love, because we've got the Knight of Cups right next to it. So if it's a risk in love, that's always, it's usually too risky for most people to take because of this fear of rejection. But you should relish in that. You should relish in rejection, because when your heart is hurting or breaking, all it does is prove that you have a heart. And isn't that like an amazing realization? Isn't that like a gift? So if you feel let down or hurt by someone, that just shows how big a heart you actually have. And you should be so proud of that, for having like a sensitive heart and soul. It just means you're in touch with the truth. So there's nothing to be ashamed of in the fact of having been hurt or having your heart broken. It should be commended. That's a vital part of the human experience. And it's only those that are truly, that evoke the highest love themselves that would feel that heartbreak because they've known the deepest love. So, yeah, we have this strong energy of like a new love coming in. It's like new emotions surfacing. But I mean, connected to this, there's also hurt. So we have a sense of feeling trapped or stuck in your head. So this is like, it's like meeting someone, having an instant connection, and then it's like, in a way, the shit hits the fan. Like, things, you start doubting things, you start analysing certain things, and it's like, this leads you down to like hidden, suppressed emotions. So it's like, while you've got this amazing love, it's like the opposite, because you're having to process like heartbreak at the same time. You're having to process past hurts, because I feel that new love's coming in, but in a way that's triggered in you like memories and feelings of like past hurt to do with love. But I feel this is a process that has had to take place, because there's like an earth energy here, a male, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but yeah, it's maybe this person that's gone through this hurt. There's another person here, and there's been a long process of healing and of escaping like a situation that it's felt like a trapped energy. There's been a trapped energy surrounding this person and loving feelings, and there's had to be a lot of strength in the situation, because it's like you've made this connection with this person and it's been so strong but there has been hurdles here to surmount before it can move forward. So there's been a lot of reflection. Someone's just been on their own a lot and trying to reflect, trying to assess what is happening and what's going on. And this is ultimately a good thing, because this is like a needed stage where there has to be this reflection, there has to be this stillness, because after every night the sun rises again. So it's like this is meant to be this still period, because there will be a new start, there'll be new energy coming in. I just want to clarify with another deck. Yeah, so it came out with the exact same card, the Hermit. Yeah, right. You're sowing a lot of abundance. There's going to be something coming in, maybe even unexpectedly, or something you've been working on is coming to a culmination, and you're going to feel very abundant and wealthy in coming up in March. So yeah, there's some like windfall, there's some earnings that are coming through, but you're going to have a lot of abundance around you in March. And how beautiful is that? It's the best card in the deck, the Sun. Yeah, so that's exactly what we're saying about the Hermit, like there had to be that period of the night before the sun rises, and look exactly what you've got, the sun. So it's saying, yes, there's been a period of stagnation, yes, there's been uncertainty, and there's been time in the dark, there's been time in the shadows where you've had to just feel alone and feel so unsure, and question everything. But that's just a part of the soul's journey. That's what we need to do, and you've grown so much from it. You're emerging from this stronger than you could ever imagine you could be. Because after all of this, after this uncertainty and feeling trapped and feeling restricted, you're able to let loose, and you've got the sun shining on you. This will shine on the Ace of Cups and let this love grow. This will nurture this connection and this love, and it's going to allow it to grow. So as the sun comes in, we're going into spring. We're going to see the sun. We're going to see the birds. We're going to see the flowers begin to bloom. This is when you're going to start seeing some progress and start seeing movement and a real change of dynamic in your life. And you're going to really be ready for it. You feel that you're so ready for it that you are. And that's why it's been a process, because you wouldn't have been ready for this, say, a year or two ago. You're going to be ready for this now when it comes in. Right, I'm going to do an oracle card from this Vintage Wisdom Oracle. Okay. Right, so this is for Cancer for March 2020 for the sign. Sorry, Leo. Sorry, this is for Leo. Innocent. Right, so here is a heartwarming vignette of two little children dressed up in their Sunday best. The warmth of their embrace, along with swallows darting playfully in the sky and the safe haven of home in the distance, create a picture of innocence. In today's modern world, there is precious little which escapes the unrelenting shadow of suspicion and fear. The innocence that we once knew and trusted may seem to be in relatively short supply. Retrieving and preserving the spirit of innocence has become a conscious necessity for many. Perhaps this is why the vintage movement has remained popular for so long. We crave the visual safety of the past and the niceties associated with an age where innocence and decency in our fellow beings was more commonplace. The presence of this card directs you to look through the lens of innocence, either to see yourself or a situation where judgment, guilt, or blame may be present. The long shadow of these feelings, either to self or another, serves no useful purpose. By remembering the message of this card, you can find renewed inspiration and clarity in relation to your question. Through the eyes of innocence, the world is bathed in a light that casts no shadows. It is a place where mortality meets with divinity and describes an aspect of our divine nature as God's children. From this perspective, we are all innocents, finding our way back home over many lifetimes, making our mistakes while endeavouring to learn from them as we go. Try to remember there are always reasons why people behave as they do. Perhaps we may not condone or understand the whys and the wherefores of any given situation, but by looking for the spirit of innocence at work, the transforming power of understanding and ultimately forgiveness may be possible. Look for the best in those around you, especially in the simple aspects of life where this humbling quality can be found. Okay, so yeah, that's saying to return to who you really are, like inside. It's like that purity and playfulness of being a child, and it's when you're in your, it's when you're just truly letting go and being the real you, like the time where you just create love, you create connections, you charm people. That's like the real you. And it's saying that you do have like a childlike innocence to you, and it's important not to lose that aspect, and to be less fearful or suspicious, and to be more as your true nature, and be playful, and think, like, see the good in people, because it's like when we're trying to judge someone because of the way they've acted towards us, sometimes we get hurt, so we blame them for it, we judge them for it, as if because we feel like slighted, because we feel that we've somehow done something wrong, so it's easier for us to think, oh, they're a bad person. But more often than not, probably 9 times out of 10, it's that person that's actually hurting over something. The person that's rejected you, or the person that's done some wrong to you, they're hurting deeply in themselves. So it's like sometimes you have to forgive someone for actions because they're doing it through not a place of love, they're doing it through a place of insecurity. So they have problems themselves. So I feel like just kind of rising above a certain situation and forgive someone and believe that they do have the best intentions, but some people are just afraid or conflicted, or they're just working against themselves in a reaction. But that's to be not pitied, but that's something that's a burden on someone, and it's painful. So I feel like rather than blaming someone or feeling bad in yourself, step out and step back from a situation, and just consider that person may be suffering themselves. So yeah, I think it's more about seeing people in their best light, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt in this, because you're going to be shown this. You're actually going to be shown the light is going to be shed on something that has been hidden, and it's coming out now, and it's such a beautiful energy that you're going to realise that this is really heartfelt. It's something really beautiful and heartfelt and pure. Okay, I'm going to end it there. If you'd like a personal reading, see my details below. Okay, have a great month. Cheers.